All right, guys. So I'm about to go over pretty much my strategy and kind of just more in detail into it as far as candlestick patterns, right? So let's start off with the base of my strategy, right? Everybody know my strategy is pretty much the break and retest. So let me go ahead and type that right here. If you didn't know, how many of you guys have been using the break and retest strategy so far? How has it been? Are you understanding it? Has it made your trading better? Pretty much like how has it been using the break and retest? All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so this is the base of my strategy, right? My strategy is pretty much break and retest, right? The reason why I like to trade break and retest, number one, it gives me cleaner price targets. So let me go ahead and type that in here. The reason why I do this strategy, right? For number one, is simple, right? Can we all agree that it's pretty simple? Cool. All right. So it's simple. Let me know if you don't agree with this. Cheaper contracts. Just put cheaper cons. Okay. Cleaner price target. So we're going to just put PT. Less fake outs. Do y'all agree that it's less fake outs? Okay. And what else? Anybody else that's been trading my strategy? What else have you noticed about it? I'm putting this. This is the reason why I'm putting this. Yep, better entries, even though the market sucks with entries right now. But overall, you guys will see over time, you get better entries. Yep, there we go. Better risk to reward. Better risk to reward. Hold on, where's my thing? 7. Clear stop loss. Builds patience. That's what we need as traders. Y'all know I don't know how to spell. Hold on. I think that's how you spell it. It don't matter. And pretty much, I'm gonna just put it. You got the confirmation. It's like confirmation trading, really. I spelled that so wrong. Chill on me, English teachers in here. And lastly, we're going to put easier to know what's wrong. So I'm gonna just use safe trading. So these are 10 reasons off the back on why we like to trade break and retest a lot more than just regular breakout trading, right? Can it, so everybody drop a thumbs up in the chat if you agree with these 10 things, right? Let me know, just to make sure that people understanding the strategy, the reason why, because you want to know why you're trading the strategy, like what edge do you have? And these are, whenever you finding a trading strategy, you want to know the edge that you have, right? Every trader has their own edge in the market. And I just gave you 10 edges that I have over regular traders, right? And it's simply because of my strategy gives me these 10 items, right? These 10 things that allow me to be a better trader. So as long as that makes sense, let's move on to the actual, what is it, right? So here we go. So with the break and retest strategy, all it is, so we're going to have our first line, right? So let's say that this is our, I'm gonna make this a different, I'm gonna make this a dotted line. Make it like that. So let's say that this is our support or resistance level. For in this instance, we're going to say that this is our resistance, right? So all my strategy is go here. So the stock price obviously hits resistance, sells off, and then it breaks above, and it retests that resistance as new support, and then we continue higher, right? Is that pretty simple, guys? That's literally all it is, right? Is that pretty simple? Cool, right? So the benefit of this, so let's break it down. So the difference that would be from my strategy than the other strategy that you're used to is, so basically to sum it up, with trading the break and retest strategy, the benefits are, number one, you have, before, first of all, you see a clear level, right? So before this move even happened, the first thing that you notice is the breakout. A lot of times, how many of you guys have got like a stock broke out of resistance and then it just just did this to you? How many of you guys had something like that happen? Too many times, right? A lot of times, right? A lot of times that happen. So basically, the problem with that is whenever a stock breaks out, right? So let's say that this is our resistance level, right? This is our resistance level, and we're trying to trade the breakout. What happens when a stock breaks out to the what happens? What happens to the contract prices when a stock breaks out? Once it breaks that level, what happens? It spikes, right? The contract prices goes up. So what do that mean that you're doing as a trader once you buy in a breakout? Once you buy in this breakout, what are you doing as a trader? You're buying high, right? So what happens when a stock end up faking you out and coming back down? What is happening? You buying high and you're losing more money than you initially would have lost, right? So basically you paying more, and then once it pull back, you're losing more. So this is equivalent to basically what you're doing is this is like going to a shoe store, right? And they say that they have the shoes for $200, and they tell you that, yeah, but if you wait tomorrow, the shoes will be 150. And then you say, well, I'm gonna just buy them now. I'm gonna just get them for 200. And then you decide that you want to take it back, and now you only can get 150, right? Because you already bought it high. You can't get what you originally had before. So now you lost pretty much $50. That's literally all, that's what happens, right? So that is the problem with breakout trading, right? So the idea of retest, right? The idea of the retest strategy is to basically catch that pullback, right? We're trying to catch that pullback, and we're trying to buy it, because what happens once it pull back, right? Actually, I want to make sure this making sense. What happens? So we had the breakout, right? Everybody basically bought the breakout. What happens when we're pulled back? What are people doing? They're selling, right? So if we're selling a contract, what is happening to the contract price? It's cheaper, right? So pretty much with the break and retest strategy, your whole mindset is to be able to catch contracts at a lower price and sell them at a higher price, right? So that's what happens. People buy breakouts, then the stock pulls back, and guess what they do? They start selling. So if it's a retest, what are you doing if you're buying this level, right? What are you doing if you're buying this retest level? You're buying the contracts at what? A lower price, right? So now, since you bought the contracts at a lower price, and then the stock starts to go back up, not only did you buy it at a lower price, but once we see the stock start going back up, what are a lot of traders are going to start doing again? They're going to start buying again because they got shooken out. So not only is you buy where you bought the contract at, not only did you buy it cheaper, and once the stock price is going your way, the contract price is going up, but now you're getting other traders coming in buying now that it bounced off that level. And now what is it doing to your contracts? Is spiking them, right? The contracts are now increasing, right? So that's the whole purpose of the break and retest strategy, is to be able to basically give you a cleaner stock, right? It gives you a cleaner trade, right? At a lower price, right? We're buying low, we're selling high. That's literally all the stock market is: buy low and selling high, right? So did that make sense so far? And I know a lot of you guys already know this, but I wanted to go just a little more and just, do a little recap on my strategy, because some of y'all be forgetting about it and all that. Okay. So everybody understand that. So now let's look at it from a risk to reward standpoint, right? So now that you know that, where is our price target, right? That's another pro that come with it, right? Where is our very first price target? That previous high, right? So that level, that's because sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you already have that level, but pretty much sometimes that level will just pop up intraday. So that's where I make an intraday level. It's like, all right, the stock price obviously sold off from there. So why not, right? Why not add that as a level, right? So now my very first target when I buy here is there. So I already have a clear target. automatically, right? 90% of the time it goes to that previous high, right? And then from that point on, what do? We could decide to take profits. We could decide to see if breakout traders going to do another fake out, maybe. That's normally what normally happens, to go back above and then fake them out again. And then it repeats the cycle over and over and over. But overall, that is what we're doing, right? We can already have a clear profit taking area. We can take profits and then we can leave runners with a stop loss, whatever you want to put your stop loss. But overall, it gave you a price target, right? Also, the cool thing about a break and retest strategy is, guys, remember, this is a new resistance level. So what do most traders going to do once the stock does this? What are they going to do? They're going to buy, right? So what do that means for your contracts? Because remember, we bought it here. So what do that means for your contracts? You're getting another spike. So that means you're getting how many spikes in just this one, in just this buy right here? How many spikes are you getting? You're getting pretty much 2 spikes, right? So that is how most of our winner trades go 100%, because not only is the stock price going our way, but also we're getting 2 premium spikes, right? And guess what? Your contracts are going to sell out. You can sell out pretty easy here because everybody buying it. They didn't boost your contracts up, and there we go, right? Now we didn't got 2 premium spikes. We didn't bought it at cheaper. So right now, there's no reason why we shouldn't be up, a very high percentage, right? Did that make sense so far? Cool. Somebody said, can I explain the second premium spike? Whenever a stock breaks a level, you're going to get a spike in your, premiums, because whenever a lot of traders are taught to buy breakouts, right? So when a stock breaks a level, they're going to start buying. So that gives you a spike on your contracts. So number one, we had a spike here, but we bought it right there, right? And then we got another spike, right? Normally, if it breaks a key level, but overall, you're still going to get a nice, move in your contracts, right? Because that happens a lot, right? So right there, that's what we call, the break and retest strategy. That is why it's a very profitable strategy. Now, for my traders, I get this question asked a lot where they say, Jay, what if the stock doesn't pull back? What if we have something like this, where you have your 2 levels and it just continue to keep going? What do you want to do? If we waiting for the retest, what happens? We don't take the trade, right? Because that's not part of our strategy, right? Now, if you're a breakout trader and you want to trade that, that's totally fine. But overall, that's not part of my strategy. Now, this is where, now that we understand the break and retest strategy, this is kind of where the 1-2-3 pattern that goes with the break-in strategy come out, because the 1-2-3 pattern is actually the only time I will trade a breakout, right? So now, did you understand the break and retest strategy before I move on to the next part of it? All right, cool. So everybody understand that. So now we're about to get into the 1-2-3 pattern. So right now, I'm gonna draw this to the side, right? I'm gonna put an example right here to the side. So that way everybody have a idea. So that way you kind of notice the difference. So let me go ahead and draw this real quick. So right now we're going to put this right here. We're going to put that right here. And then I'm going to draw a quick example of the break and retest strategy. So, and I'm going to do a put one as well, not just calls. That was a call one. I'm going to do a put one in a minute. So let's do that. Everybody with me? Nobody confused yet? All right, cool. Gotcha. I'm gonna make it a little higher. All right. So this is the break and retest. Let me draw an arrow pretty much where we're buying it. I'd make that a different color. So for my people that's a little confused, maybe, there you go. So we're buying there. Okay. So now let's go into the 1-2-3 pattern, right? 1-2-3 pattern. Okay. All right, so hold on, guys. I have my actual notes for this, so that way I can just give you straight off from my notes for the 1-2-3 pattern. So the 1, 2, 3 pattern, hold on guys, where's my notes? Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Where are my notes? Hold on. Where's my notes for my 1, 2, 3 pattern? Hold on guys. Actually, where's my notebook? My bad, y'all. I had it written down. All right, here we go. Okay. So the 1, 2, 3 pattern consists of 3 points, right? Make sure that you guys are writing it down. I'm gonna type it for you guys. So the 1, 2, 3 pattern consists of 3 points, right? So we want to have, you need, so we just put number 1, need 3 points, right? Number 2, well, that's all you need for right now, right? So we're just gonna worry about that. So now we're gonna go over the bullet points. So that's number 1. You need 3 points for it to be a 1, 2, 3 pattern. Obviously 1, 2, and 3, that's kind of self-explanatory. So here it is. So we're about to start from a bullish setup, right? This is a bullish 1, 2, 3 pattern setup, right? So number 1, the first point you want to have is the bottom, what we call, right? Remember, this is for calls, right? So let me make sure I put this in here. I'm gonna label it in a minute. But the number 1 point that you want to have is the bottom, right? Everybody sticking with me? The bottom. So that would be our number 1. Damn, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all, my bad. So we want to have the bottom, okay? So that's point number 1. Okay, so you want to have the bottom, and I'm gonna answer questions in a minute. And then number 2, you want to have pretty much the top or correction, whatever you want to have it. So this is going to be number 2, right? So that's going to be number 2. We call this the correction, right? So you want to have a top basically, and then it pulls back to make a correction. So we're just going to label this correction. We're just going to say top / correction. Okay, so that's that point. And then number 3, this is very important for number 3. This is what we call the retest, right? Now there's 2 ways to trade this, and it's all gonna make sense in a minute. So the retest. Okay, so everybody stick with me so far as this pattern goes, right? Let me move this more to the side and draw an arrow right there. That way it ain't in our way. Okay, so far, do everybody understand the 3 points? So number 1, we have the bottom. Number 2, we have the top / correction. So the bottom is from here to here in this, like this move up, right? That's the bottom. And then the top is this point to this point. And then the retest is this point to that point. The retest is this high right here, right? Y'all sticking with me, right? This is the retest. So it's a little different. Don't be confused. Stick with me, stick with me, stick with me. This is the retest, right? So your idea is, so it's not necessarily a double bottom, but it's pretty much, and I'm gonna make the colors in a minute, but the retest is pretty much the retest of point number 2, right? But hold on, before y'all try to get more into it, it's some notes that you guys have to have on certain one of these things. So number 1, this third retest is important. The only way this pattern works is if this low, once it starts to reverse back to the retest, it cannot be lower than this low, right? It can either be equal or it cannot be lower than this low, right? If it comes below this low, it is automatically invalid, right? Automatically take it off your charts, restart your account, right? So that basically how it works. if we come down to this low, right, we cannot break this or it's automatically invalid. You're going to have to restart your account. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now that it is more profitable if the low is not even equal, right? Because if we cannot touch down here, what does that mean, guys? If we can't bring the price back to this low to make equal lows, what does that mean? Sellers were weak, right? Sellers weren't strong enough to sell back off to this low, right? So that is a more bullish sign. So now as far as your entry, right? Your entries, like I said, this is the 1 2 3 pattern is served as kind of like a breakout pattern, right? So your entry will actually be this area on the actual breakout. This is the only time that I will take breakouts, right? Is when our entry gets back up to this level, and then I would take the breakout there, right? Does this make sense so far? Like, don't get confused. It's literally a bottom, a top, which is a correction. We have the retest, right? And our entry is once we get back to this level and we break out, right? So that's all that the 1 2 3 pattern. This is a buy setup, right? And I'm gonna show y'all live examples in a minute, but I just want y'all to understand pretty much the understanding of this, right? So like basically you're betting that it's going to break this level and make a higher high because we already had a higher low right here. So basically you're betting that it's going to make a higher high, right? Did this confuse anybody? That's the thing. You don't know if it's going to end up being a double top, right? You don't know that, right? So you're betting that it will break based off of the bottom and then based off of the higher low. So this is basically how you trade in the breakout, because it could for sure be a double top, right? That's the whole purpose of it. It could be a double top, right? But you're betting that since we had that higher low, sellers were too weak to bring it back that low. We're betting that we can get that breakout, right? And you can see this on any time frames. It does not matter. It just a time frame just determines how big of a move that we could get, right? So it does depend on the time frame. So the only time that we will cut this trade is if we end up rejecting this high again, right? So if we end up getting here and then we reject the high again, then your stop loss will be if we see clear rejections, right? If we start seeing wicks or anything, that's when we will cut it, right? So that way you were able to do this. No, you wouldn't buy puts. So that's what it is. So I'm gonna go over it one more time so nobody get confused, right? So here we go. Once again, guys, y'all starting to like overthink it. Keep it simple, right? You have a bottom. So normally these patterns, you want to find it after a sell-off, right? We want to have a sell-off where the stock has now established a bottom. We have a run up to this top. Then we have a rejection from this top, right? Like a correction. So basically like an impulse, correction, impulse, right? But this time we're betting that impulse turns out to be a breakout. This is similar to a break and retest, right? Remember, because what I tell you guys, if we're trying to wait for a retest and how many, if a stock breaks out and they keep going, remember when I told you guys, we don't take it, right? If a stock breaks out and keep going, what do we do on a traditional break and retest strategy? We wait for the retest. But there are times where we don't take, there are times where the retest never comes. So this strategy allows you to be able to take that breakout with more context, right? That's the whole point of it. So we have the 1, the 2, the 3, and then this is your trigger to take calls in a buy setup, right? So that's the only difference. This is allowing you. Now, let's say that we have the breakout and you miss the 1 2 3 pattern, and then it turns into our regular strategy, right? So you see how it aligns with it. This just gives you the opportunity to take a breakout if you wanted a breakout, right? Do that make sense now? Because then it goes back to our regular strategy, our regular break and retest strategy, right? So it's like the strategies still align with each other. And then there we go. We have another breakout. We have a back to the break and retest. So it all aligns with each other. So this is a way that you can catch the breakout. And then if you miss it, it's back to break and retest. So that way it's all together. You're putting it all together, right? So yeah, it's basically like a higher low buildup, but it's a little different, right? So that's that. any questions so far on this? Because I like a lot of people ask me the same thing. So you have two entries here on this 1, 2, 3 pattern. You can obviously wait for the break and retest, or you can catch the breakout, right? Your trigger will be once we break above this number 2 point, right? So a lot of, like I said, this is a different strategy from break and retest, guys. This is a different strategy from break and retest. This is a breakout strategy. This is not a break and retest, right? There's a bearish 1, 2, 3 pattern. I'm about to go over that after this. And this is a bullish, right? So the bullish one is when we have a bottom established. We have a top, which is that resistance, and we create a correction. We bounce off that area. The problem with a lot of traders is they try to predict the retest. That's where the 1, 2, 3 pattern can really burn you, because I already know how this is going to work. A lot of you guys are going to start doing that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been practicing this strategy for a minute. A lot of people try to time this retest. It's not even worth it, right? A lot of people try to catch it from right here, then ride it up there. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be tough to try to catch, simply because, you know, it can dip lower and go lower and lower. It's better to just wait for it to get to that breakout area and then just take it there if you're going to try this strategy, right? I wouldn't even try to like predict the time. I've already tried that. Y'all know how I am. I already tried it. It don't work that often. It's not that profitable trying to do that. This strategy strives well. These strategies strives well, right? So yes, I understand it is against kind of our, you know, buying low, because you're obviously buying a breakout, so you're buying higher price contracts. But like I said, in some instincts, this is kind of like confirmation trading. And this setup, you will be buying the contracts higher, but you know, you're catching a breakout, because normally when this buildup happens, you have a nice breakout to the point where you can get you a nice move, right? This is normally day trading or sometimes swing trading, because sometimes on the daily time frame, you don't get those retests right away. You might have like especially on a bigger time frame. I'm not gonna lie, you see this pattern on a bigger time frame, you know, trading a stock like Tesla, you know, this breakout from that pattern could be a $15 move. You know what I mean? So you might not actually get a real retest until, you know, a month later. You know what I mean? So this pattern allows you to catch that upside before waiting for that retest, right? So no, I never do market order, right? I do regular limit order, right? I don't do market order. I don't want to. When you do market order, you're basically telling the person that you're willing to pay whatever just to get in, right? If you having trouble getting filling, right, it's okay. Just keep trying till you get filled, right? I would never do market order though. So yes, we're entering on number 3. No, so this is number 3, right? So this is where we're entering, right? I think a lot of you guys are trying to say, oh, well, is that number 3? You guys, let me just draw it real quick. This entire move right here is number 3. Okay. So this entire move from here to here, that's all number 3. From here to there, I'm gonna change the color of the box, and I'm gonna change the color of the thing. Let's make that one yellow. So from here to here, that's number 2. And then I'm hoping that I'm catching somebody. Let me make that, let's make that pink. So is this making sense as far as that? So from there to there, that's number 1. From here to here, that's number 2. And from here to here, that's number 3. And you're basically buying the resistance breakout, right? Don't get it confused, guys. This is a very, very simple strategy. A lot of you guys are just overcomplicating trading like you always do. It's a very simple strategy, right? You're buying the bottom, you see it hit a resistance level, it pulls back, and then you're waiting for it to come back to that resistance level to buy the breakout. Like literally all of y'all used to trade breakouts when y'all first started. That's all it is, right? It's literally the same thing. That's all that it is. You're just buying a breakout, but you have some other things that's coming into play before you buy the breakout, right? So that is that. And you can find this on any time frame, anything break and retest, anything that I use strategy wise, you can find on any time frame, right? So now let's go. Maybe the bearish setup will help you guys understand a little more as well. So let's go over to the bearish scenario. So yes, you're basically breakout trading. That's exactly what you're doing. So how would you identify when it's the end of the breakout? It would be just your regular support and resistance levels, right? So you should have a level up there, right? Your regular support and resistance level would then come into play when how long you can really run, right? So hold on. That made me mess up my whole thing. So we have the bottom. This is the retest. And then where did this level come from? Okay, we're just gonna say this is the next resistance, right? And then there you go. Okay, so now I'm about to show y'all, this is the bullish one. So you need 3 points, that's key. And then we're gonna put down bullish. So this is a bullish 1, 2, 3. So this is a bullish one. This is when you're bullish, okay? Bullish buy setup. We call this the bullish buy signal. So this is the bullish one. I'm gonna make that green. Okay, so this is the bullish one. So now we're about to go. That's why I say advanced people, the advanced people gonna understand it a lot more better than the new people. New people, if you are confused, that's because you're supposed to be confused. All right, so now we're going to the bearish setup, right? So remember, you still need 3 points, right? Everybody with me, we still need 3 points, right? So let's go here. Don't be confused, y'all. It's real simple. Maybe this one will help. So we got bearish, sell signal. Make that red. So now we got the bearish example. Okay. All right. So here we go. So real quick, I want y'all to be active. What is this right here? This is 0.1. What is this? So what would this 0.1 be? The top, right? There we go. Making sure that y'all with me. Stay with me. So this is the top, right? So we got 0.1, the top, right? So now from here to here, what would this be? From here to here, the correction. Nope. I got somebody said the bottom. That ain't, how would it be the bottom? We're not in a bearish set. I mean, we're not in a bullish, right? You can't have a bottom in a bullish setup. So this is the correction, right? Not the retest yet, right? Remember, the retest is if we touch here, right? Remember, the retest is we're trying to retest this low right here, right? So it's not the retest yet. So this is the correction. Nope, this is not the bottom. This is the correction, right? Now, what about this? What point is this? From here to here. What, not maybe I'm confusing y'all right here. I mean, from this point, from this low to this high. What is this? My bad, y'all. I was pointing at the wrong thing. This is number 2, right? So we draw the number 2. Number 2 is the what? Stay with me. Number 2 is the correction, right? Now, here we go. From here to here, what is this? From here to here, the retest, right? Because we're retesting this low, right? On here, we were retesting the high. Right here, we was retesting this high. Now here, we were retesting this low. So from here to here, we have our retest, right? So that what this point would be right here, this would be what? Number what? Number 3. All right. Remember, it's backwards. So this would be the retest. Now I'm finna start throwing y'all off a little bit. So what is unique? If this is the top, what do we want to have on this number 3 to make it valid? Number 3 cannot do what? Number 3 cannot be higher than what? So let me make sure I draw that resistance level real quick. So this is the resistance level, right? So this is our resistance level. The orange line is our resistance level. All right, let's do that. So number 3 cannot do what? It cannot be higher than number 1, right? It cannot be higher, right? How many of you guys, actually, let's just use this example, right? How many of you guys have waited for a stock to hit a resistance level? Like literally, let's do it. Like y'all really been, y'all confusing it. Y'all make, this is literally so easy, y'all. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. This is like so easy. But okay, real quick, how many of you guys have traded before and you said, I'm going to wait for the stock to get to this resistance level and I'm going to take puts, and it never hit that resistance level and it just tanks? How many of you guys been in a situation like that? Right? Where you literally, you're waiting for it to hit that level and it decides that, all right, I don't want to hit this level. I'm about to just tank. And then guess what? You know, you like, all right, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. I'm about to literally, let me just break down how y'all be, the market be messing y'all up. I'm about to literally walk y'all through an exact trade right now, right? So this is how it works, right? Here go you. You saying, all right, as soon as it hit this level, I'm going to take puts. It never takes this level, and you decide that this is what you say: I'm not going to chase, I'm not going to chase, I'm not going to chase, I'm not going, whatever it does, I'm not about to chase it. So then the stock ends up breaking out. Like you missed the entry from up here because it never touched that resistance. You watch it, and then you see like, oh man, it's really tanking, it's really tanking. So you decide that you're going to enter once it finally break out. You know, you just like, all right, I missed it. So you FOMO'd into it, and then the stock decides that it wants to do this. It pulls back, right? Stay with me. It pulls back. You didn't bought it here because you didn't FOMO because you missed it from all the way up here. You bought it here. It pulled back. You cut losses up here just to see it go like this, right? And that's what happens all the time, is because traders, they FOMO their way into these trades because they missed it. Because first of all, they had a 1, 2, 3 pattern right here where it is not supposed to touch that high, right? We end up selling off. You FOMO your way into this low because now they broke support and you see these long red candles. So then you go ahead and chase it. Then it pulls back, shake you out, and then it already, you know, it continues to go lower. How many of you guys have fell for this? Let me know in the chat. Pretty much all of you guys. And it's all because you didn't understand one simple pattern that could have saved you, right? So that's the cool thing about the 1, 2, 3 pattern. So let's go ahead and let's go over it again, because y'all be confusing yourself, because y'all, I know how y'all are. Y'all trying to overthink it. But guys, it's literally that simple, right? So all it is this is a bearish signal. So we have a top, right? It doesn't quite create a double top. So what is this area, guys? What is this? Guys, y'all know how to read the trend. What is this area? A lower high, right? Don't confuse it, right? If you were in class, you guys know what a damn lower high is. That's all it is a lower high. Why is it a lower high? Because this high is lower than this high, right? So let's go draw the trend real quick, because to me, y'all starting to really overthink it, right? It's literally the trend, right? So look, that's all the pattern is, right? So let's go over the trend real quick again, because maybe y'all getting confused. So let me get my arrow. What is this? What is this right here? A lower high. What is this? A lower high. What is this? A lower high. What is this? A lower high, right? That's all that a 1, 2, 3 pattern is, right? So now let's go ahead and draw our levels for it. So here we go. Here we go. And here we go. So now when we looking at the 1, 2, 3 pattern, guys, that's literally all that it is, right? You're basically taking a trade at the breakout of the lower high. You know what I mean? So basically, now let's go ahead and try to draw the 1, 2, 3 pattern within this, right? So let me go ahead and draw it. So right here, I'm gonna make the colors a little different. So right here, what is this right here? What is this from right here? What is this? An embarrassed signal. This is the top, right? This is number one, right? So now, what is this from here, right? What is this from here? What point is this? That's number two, the correction, right? What is this? The retest, right? So then the only difference is now you're trading a breakout. So now you're entering once we break below this level, right? This is going to be your entry. And your idea is to catch a what? What are you trying to catch on that breakout? You're trying to catch the move from the break of that previous lower low to what? What happens after that lower low? What is most likely going to be this, right? Another lower low. So your job is to trade the breakout to create another lower low, and then you're to take profits and do it all over again. Do that make sense? Now, did that help? Like, or y'all still, who is anybody still confused? That's all that it is, right? The only difference is with the break and retest, you're taught to, that's all, like, it's literally the only difference is with the break and retest. So let's go over the break and retest strategy. So y'all know the difference, right? This is all it's giving you more trading opportunity. Now I know Gary gonna, probably be like, bro, I'm not doing that. But y'all know how the market is. Y'all know how the market is. Y'all know sometimes the market want to go drop 100 points without retesting. Y'all know how it is. So this is a little adjustment. It's still the same principles that we teach on a day-to-day basis, but this is just giving you another opportunity for more trading opportunities, right? So let's go back to our regular strategy, right? If we trade in just regular break and retest, let's go back to it. Okay, the stock decides to break out. Where are we entering at? If the stock breaks out of this support level, where are we entering at? If it breaks, this is the support level. On a regular break and retest strategy, where are we entering at? When the stock does what? The stock makes a lower high, it creates a retest of this level, right? And then we're taking a break and retest and we're riding it down. That is the only difference, right? That's literally the only difference. Is it clicking yet? Or y'all still lost? Make sure y'all screenshot this so y'all can see everything. All right. So y'all see how we were able to keep our strategy. So we just added another point to it to basically give us more trading opportunities, right? That's literally all we did. Why not enter at the lower low level rejection? You mean enter calls? Are you mean, I don't know if you're asking. So if you're saying entering calls, you don't really want to enter calls on a downtrend, but I mean, some people do it anyway. No, you can. That's the break and retest strategy. Oh, you're saying on a 1, 2, 3 pattern, why don't we do that? So on a 1, 2, 3 pattern, you can still do it. I'm just saying sometimes it's hard to predict when that will happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can still try it if you want to, but it's basically for the people that be missing it. A lot of you guys miss it anyway until you get really good at breaking retest. A lot of you guys miss that initial move anyway. So this gives the basically the 1, 2, 3 pattern is basically to give the slow people an opportunity to still trade. That's kind of what it is. If you've been real technical, the people that just can't read charts fast enough, it's basically like your opportunity where if you feel left out, you kind of, get a chance to get in a trade. That's literally what it is. Like, you kind of, if you slow to everything and you take forever to take a trade and you kind of scared to take something, that's basically all that it is, right? Yeah. So basically, yes, it gives you an opportunity to get in, right? So now that we did that, now there's one more thing I have to go to before we get into the live charts, right? So now we have using the candlesticks, right? So sometimes this is good for like scalps and day trading. Sometimes you don't even wait for all of these candlesticks to form. You can use, I mean, all of these, like you're going to, obviously this is a lot of candlesticks to make this pattern, right? Now there are examples where you can use this using candlesticks, right? Now I need to find a good way to explain this one as far as pictures, right? All right, so when you're using it in a candlestick kind of form, right? The only difference is, so I'm about to try to make a candlestick for you guys real quick. So let's look for a buy signal, right? So this is the candle. So let me type it. This is going to be candlestick. So right now, that's just regular price action, multiple candlesticks into one. Now we're about to do actual candlestick. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just do 1, 2, 3 candlestick, candlestick. I'm gonna just put that 1, 2, 3 candlesticks, right? That's what we're gonna call it. All right, so let's look at a buy example for the candlestick definition, the candlestick example. So let me go ahead and zoom in. Hold on. Shit. I done just messed up. I done messed up. I don't know what I just did. I just messed up everything. I don't know. I just messed it all up, guys. Okay, I got it back. Okay. All right. I don't know what am I doing wrong. Okay. For some reason it doesn't. All right, let me just zoom in this way. Maybe that. What the? Okay. Bro, I hate trading views sometimes. All right, so I'm about to try to make a candlestick real quick. Okay, so bear with me. Let me get my art skills going on. Oh, wait, I meant to make this candlestick green. All right, so y'all with me right now? So y'all see my bullish candlestick? Okay, so this is a candlestick example of it. But remember, keep the same principles, guys. It's the same principles because I'm finna lose some people here. I already know, so I'm preparing to lose them right now. So keep the same principles, guys, when I'm finna draw this, right? Remember, we have the bottom, right? So this from this point, so let's go ahead and draw it inside the candlestick. So we have what? From this point to this point, what is this? It's inside this candlestick, right? Stay with me. This is a little more advanced, y'all. So this what? From this point to this point, that is what? Point what? Point number one, right? That is what? The bottom, right? Y'all with me? That's the bottom. So normally with candlesticks, then the correction is going to be like something like this, maybe like a doji or something like that. I'm gonna change the color. It's probably normally they are red in the buy signal. So normally like this. Okay. Stay with me, y'all. Don't get confused. Y'all know what a doji look like, right? Everybody know what a doji look like? Okay. Stormy, you can have a lure as well. So we just gonna put a lure for this point. Stay with me. Stay with me, guys. This is a candlestick one. Don't let me lose you yet. So then what is this from there? Right? What is the top from there? What is that? What is this move from there? This is number 2, right? This is a candlestick one. So it's the same principles. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. We getting real into this. Hold on. I use this for the video today, so I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. Okay. So now, guess what's going to happen? That is obviously our resistance level. So that is where I'm saying, guys, I'm taking calls above this level. Did that make sense right now? Are y'all with me so far? Where we still have the same thing. So I'm saying, guys, all right, once I notice this candlestick formation basically form, now I'm telling you guys in the chat, I'm saying I'm gonna take calls if we can break above here, right? Y'all with me or y'all still confused? It's the same thing. So now we normally have another like a bullish candle or something like that, right? Like that. Okay. And then what is that? What is from here to here? Number 3, right? The retest. So kind of like a 3-bar. Yep. Kind of like a 3-bar in a way. Yep. You can say that, kind of like a 3-bar, but all in, it's the same thing. So then we taking calls above, as soon as it break back above that level, we taking calls, right? Everybody with me? Where we taking calls on the breakout? Everybody with me? Y'all with me? Okay. And then we're riding it up. You can wait for a close above, or you can just take it. Depends on how decent you are. And then normally we have a move like this. This is ideally what you want, right? You taking a breakout here, and then you looking for a candle like that. Do that make sense? So I kind of see how we use it in the candlestick formation. This is great for scalpers. When I say this happens so many times throughout the day on the 5-minute time frame, this happens pretty much all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day. Like literally, you can use this on the pattern. Like you can use it all the time. Now I'm gonna get y'all. Now let me get y'all right with the stop loss. So the stop loss when it comes to the day trades is a little harder because I normally like my stop losses at that previous low because that's obviously the low point, right? Do y'all know what I mean? So like if it was a regular 1, 2, 3 pattern, my stop loss would be right here, right? That low, not this low. I mean, if you want to be a little crazy with it, you can have it at that low. It depends on how much you in, but normally my stop loss is this low right here, right? Do y'all see where I got that low from? I know this kind of all squeezed in right now, but I'm gonna show you an example on the charts in a minute. But yeah, I see where my stop loss is. Let me change it red. So it's pretty much that candle, whatever that candle is, that low. And the reason why I say it's hard to predict that how far that candle is going to drop, because sometimes it just be a rejection and it just come all the way down. So that's why it's best to wait for the candle to break above that level and then take it, right? So that is my stop loss, right? So it's like I have my risk reward box, right? So I'm drawing it like this. So let's just say this is the resistance area, right? My stop loss right below. And we say that is my resistance level right here. Does this make sense? Like that, I feel like I explained this very well. Does this make sense? All right, y'all think y'all ready for the live charts now? It could be a doji or superstar. It's just a bearish candlestick. So you don't want to have like a fat red candle. You want to just have some type of candlestick that showed you that some like doji or something. I'm gonna show y'all on the live charts. The entry will be the breakout of those highs, right? Wouldn't your red box? No, guys, remember this is a 1, 2, 3 pattern. We're trading the breakout because let me tell y'all why. Let me just go real quick because y'all still thinking of the retest. This is a little different from the break and retest, right? Because let me show y'all the little difference, right? The reason, because I know that y'all so used to buying, and this is why a lot of traders get smoked. No offense, but the problem I have with a lot of traders is when they trying to trade that retest, sometimes in these 1, 2, 3 patterns, the problem with buying here, because idea, if we're doing a regular, let me zoom in real quick. So the problem I have with a lot of traders is they're so used to, like I'm saying, we're still trying to trade the break and retest, but the break and retest normally is after we break a level. This is a pullback. So most traders, they want to do this. They want to have the move up. Let me draw that, right? They want to have that move up, and then they want to try to time that bottom. The problem I have with this is, remember, guys, it rejected a resistance level. So you trying to time that bottom, how do you know when that bottom is fully in, right? Because let's say it stops right here, right? And then, you try to, let's just say you try to buy it right there. And then it goes here. 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 Then it goes here. Then you just keep going. You're trying to time that. That's why it's better to just wait, because once it get back to that level, it shows that once we see that it bounced back up to this high, what is that telling us? What is that telling us? If we can bring the stock back up to this high, what is that telling us? Buyers stepped in, buyers are there, right? If buyers can bring us back to this high, that means that they are in control, they are there, they're ready to take it, right? So that is why it's just better to wait to take the breakout in this particular setup, right? So yes, that's what I'm saying. This strategy is a little different because with the break and retest strategy, you have a lot clearer stop loss versus, with this one, your stop loss is kind of going to be a little wider, right? because once you trade that breakout, technically, as long as it holds above, so this is how your box is going to look. Wait, I drew the wrong one. So yes, in this instinct, you are going to have a wider stop loss. So let's say that that's your target. Technically, your stop loss is going to be a little bit wider on this one, right? So it's not as clean, it's not as low as a regular break and retest, but overall, you still get to be able to catch that breakout. So it's kind of pros and cons to it. You know, some people might not like that, but it's pros and cons to it, right? Did that make sense? Okay. So now, like I say, if you don't like the 1-2-3 pattern, you can still wait for the regular breakout, right? So once we break out, you can still wait for the retest and it turns into a break and retest strategy, right? See how the two strategies are aligning together? You can definitely wait for the break and retest strategy and go and stay true to your roots and let it go that way. This is just basically for that initial, you're not going to catch that initial retest. You're not going to catch that because you're not going to know when that candle fully closes. You're not, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be kind of impossible to catch. Because first of all, this most likely is not even going to be a level. This is just a pullback. Kind of like the 1-2-3 pattern is kind of like stocks that are running, but it ain't necessarily a retest. It's kind of just a pullback, right? That's kind of what this is. I'm going to show you an example of that in a minute. But yeah, try this with paper trading. Try this with light size. Try this with, some time, right? It takes time to master it. So let's actually, so now that everybody get that, let's go into, I wouldn't say this is mid-air trading because you're trading a breakout. Remember, that level was significant because it sold off. So you're still trading a breakout, right? It's just a little different. But I'm about to show you an example, right? So let's start with the candlestick example because that's what we did today. All right, so let's start with the video. So let me look for it was a 172 level, 172. I mean 127.20. So 1722. Okay, here we go. So if you go back into the chat, I told you guys that I want to watch, so that way y'all don't think I'm just making random levels, right? I told you guys that I want to take NVIDIA. Hold on, we took that at 840. Took it here. Hold on, guys. Trying to make sure that exact one was a 5-minute. Okay, here we go. So we took the trade around 840, and this is the pattern that we use. So first of all, let's identify the level. This level, I told you guys, this was our breakout level, and I wanted to use that level as a retest level. As you can see, what did NVIDIA do? This level was resistance, right? Y'all staying with me? This level was resistance here, resistance around here, and then what happened when we broke out? We broke out this level, and I was looking for NVIDIA to retest this level to give me a trading opportunity. Did NVIDIA retest this level? Yes, right? So now let's zoom in into the live charts, okay? So here we go. This is the candle. This is the area that we took NVIDIA on. So here it goes right here. Let's draw it. So from here to here is what? Right? Let's look into it, y'all. From here to here is what? This candle right here. I know my candle. Hold on. Let me real quick. Let me change the color to my green candles to help y'all out. Because I know some of y'all be, all over the place. I got you. Let's make it that body green. Let's make that body red. Okay. So let's do it that way. And let's make this one a little, what's a good color I can use that you guys can see? Okay. I'm trying to help y'all see the color a little better. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Try yellow. Okay, yeah, let's just use yellow for now. All right. So yes, and you still use the wick, right? Because that's the bottom, right? Y'all with me, right? Everybody stand with me. It's not gonna let me do it because TradingView acting like an asshole. But all right, y'all see what I'm talking about. So this is what from here to here is what? Number one, right? So let's go ahead and let's just type number one so you guys can make sure. So number one the bottom. Okay. And then here we go. Here we go. Now we have that. Now you have these wicks. Just pay attention to that top, right? Now we have these wicks, right? But overall, what is this? From here to here, because we're talking about that top. You will have wicks and all that BS, but just stick to the principles, right? So from here to here, this is number 2. This is the correction. Okay. Like I said, this is for advanced traders. So new people, you're supposed to be confused, you know, because this is for advanced traders tonight. My people that's been doing it for a minute. So this is the top, that is the correction. And then, well, literally, it's the same thing that I just told you guys. So I'm plotting that high, right? I'm plotting that high. We're not worried about this high. We're not worried about this high. We're plotting that high, right? Stay with me, because sometimes in price action is not going to be perfect. No, a lot of the times you're going to get that fake out wick anyway, but you're not taking that anyway because your target is on that next candle, right? We're not even worried about that. You know what I mean? So everybody staying with me. Y'all not confused on that wick right there while we didn't plot that one, because that wick was obviously, that wasn't even the area where we would take this trade anyway. Y'all with me? We're plotted that high was the high of this candle. Look at it again. I got another example for this. That candle's high. That is our trigger right there. Okay. So there we go. That's going to be our trigger level, right? Okay. Then now what do we have from this low to this high? That is our retest. So what are we doing now at that once it breaks above that level? What are we doing here? We're buying calls, right? We're taking the down trade. We don't know if it's going to pull back or not, but we're going to just take the trade and we're going to live with what the result is, right? Now, then you ride it up to our targets, right? Right? We ride it up into our targets. I think we had a level up here. This was a previous level. This was that level right here, right? That was my target. Y'all see right here, it was resistance here, broke above support. So this is already there. So as soon as price broke above that, I told guys that I'm taking profits, right? You see how we caught from there to there? Y'all see the difference? So y'all just see how that was an easy trade. And if you wanted to hold it longer, that's totally up to you. Your target would be, as long as it doesn't break below this area, you can continue to hold it, but it's totally up. It literally is up to you. I was in more of a scalper's mindset. So it's like from one target to the next target, and it was pretty much that. But overall, so let me draw that one more time. No, I didn't enter this again on the retest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not buy that on the retest again, right? I sold it and I was pretty much out the trade. Retest. This trade went about 30%, about a little over 30%, right? So I know it don't look like that much, but it was nice. Can you make the yellow line thicker? I did. That's the thickest that it goes is 3. Oh no, it goes 4. It don't really make a difference though. It's like, because what's happening is it's putting the yellow line behind it. All right. But let me draw this. Let me draw this in another Discord. That's amazing. I don't even know what you're talking about. All right. Let me draw this and let me show you. Like, I want you guys, because I feel like a lot of you guys, yeah, that's like 30%. But I want to show you guys, basically, I wanted to show you guys this again. So here we go. Let's draw this again, right? Let's draw it on the side so you guys can see exactly what happened. So we had what? We had from, what is this? From here to here, we had what? Number 1, right? From here to here, we had what? Number 2. From here to here, we had what? Number 3, right? Number 3, and then we're taking our breakout trade right there. Okay, so do y'all see this with the candlesticks? Like, do y'all see this is exactly what we did, right? But we used candlesticks this time, right? So this is a quick little strategy that you guys can use. Now, there's, like I said, up to your risk management and how you like to trade it. You can definitely decide if you want to wait for a candle to close above. Normally you want to wait for a candle to close above, or if you just see, like, if the market is pushing, if you see that SPY, or in this instinct, if you see that AMD and chip stocks are running or whatever, and the stock hasn't quite closed above yet, you can use that as context to just take the candle. You don't have to wait for the candle to close above. That's when you're using it. Because whenever I'm trading, I'm still using SPY and NASDAQ on the side of me. If I see that SPY is running and I see that NASDAQ is running, or if I see that AMD, their sister stocks, running, then I can kind of take that first candle, right? And then ride it up. Okay. So this is, you can use this on any time frame, but on the 5 minute, this is obviously what, guys? On the 5 minute, this is obviously what? A scalp, right? But what if I seen this on the daily time frame? This is what is that? A swing, right? So it all depends on you, right? So then when we talk about stop losses on this particular strategy, your stop loss will be that low, right? So you will literally be like, as long as, I don't care what the stock do, as long as it's not breaking below that low, I'm in this trade. And that's exactly what NVIDIA did. So now let's go to the lower time frames and let's go look at NVIDIA and kind of see like the price action and everything, right? You could have went even lower time frame. So we're looking at this area. So let's go. Okay. Yeah, I see it now. Is it a little better? Is it a little cleaner to you guys now from on the lower time frames? So as you can see, we had this move up, we had this pullback, and then we had this breakout right here. We took it above this breakout, right? And then there you go. It depends. Like, I'm not going to say the execution is on a particular candle. I don't want you guys getting into like, oh, it has to be that candle. It depends on the time frame that you're on. Like if you're on a 1 minute, you're going to have way more than 4 candles, right? You're going to have multiple candles if you're on the 1 minute, right? You see how the 1 minute gave you way more candles. See how the 1 minute gave you. So I'm not going to say candles. I'm just saying pay attention to this, right? Your idea is paying attention to this, right? Think of this with this, right? That's all that it is. That's all it is. If when you, a lot of people trying to like focus on like the actual candles, you just want to make sure that the characteristics align with that, right? Let me put on a line chart. Maybe that probably could have helped a little bit. Hell no. Nah. Hold on. Let me try 5 minutes. Hold on. Let me try the 5 minutes. Hell no. I don't even know. Look, just use the candlesticks, y'all. Just use the candlesticks. Sometimes the line chart would help on like the higher time frames, but that was like another one. You're gonna have to practice this. But let's go look at another example for CrowdStrike using the candlesticks. So I know it's a lot right now, but you know, you just gotta practice, guys. The only way you're gonna get better at something is if you practice it. Okay? So this is actually a good example. I think this is a great example, actually. So I think this one showed better on the 5 minute. All right, so I think cat was a really good example. So let's go ahead and draw it on the side. Like I said, you have to practice this. Like if you feel confused, guys, you have to practice this for a minute and you will get better at it, right? So let's go use an example on cat. So real quick, hold on. Let's clear all of this right quick. All that. So cat was an example of a 1, 2, 3 pattern not liking to break out the way you wanted to. So I'm gonna be real transparent. You're gonna have those times where it doesn't break out the way you want to. But let's just go focus on the characteristics right now. What is this to here? This to this. What is this? The bottom, right? That's number one. Okay, and then what is this to this? The top, the correction, right? So then what are we going to do? We're going to plot that high now as our level, right? So that high is now our level. So now we want to take it above. So this is actually, do y'all remember when I lost on cat? Like when we lost on cat recently? Do y'all remember when we lost? So I'm about to show y'all, I'm about to give y'all an example. I'm a reason on why we lost on cat, right? So we lost on cat. I'm pretty sure that you guys can tell what happened. Like, do y'all see why we lost on cat? I'm pretty sure you guys now see why we lost just based off of this pattern. So what happened? We tried the what? We tried the breakout, and then what did it do? Now, I will say I was being a little scary. I was being a little scary because it never broke below that low. So I could have just held it, but I was being scary, right? But overall, it didn't breaking out then, right? So I see how, here we go. Sometimes you had a breakouts, but overall, it's still the same thing, right? You're going to have breakouts every now and then, but it's still the same thing. So like, do y'all still see the pattern within there? Like sometimes you're going to get faked out, but as long as it doesn't, you could take it a break again, and then it finally broke out. But also, guess what it did, guys? Once it did eventually break out, what do we have right here? The retest, right? So we had a retest, right? And then we were able to catch the retest and ride it back up. So Cat gave us two different entries. If you missed the breakout, you got shooken out, that's totally fine. That's okay. But it gave you a second opportunity for the retest. So that's all that it is. We're lining our strategies up together, right? If I have to answer this question one more time, but y'all lucky I got patience for it. So the question is, why don't we get on number 3? Can anybody help my friend understand why we don't get in on number 3? Why don't we get in right here? Because we don't know when that low is over with, right? So we don't know how far that low is, right? And that low is going to be our what? That low is going to give us a clear what? Stop loss, right? So we don't want to chase our stop loss. It wants to give us an area where we like, all right, well, so now I have a stop loss. Now I know, okay, we potentially set up a 1, 2, 3 pattern. It's confirming the pattern, right? So we have, remember, guys, stay with me. We have, what is this area? What is this from here? What is 1? What is this? I didn't say it. So what is this, right? What is this? From here to here. That's number 1. Let me just, when I know, now I know what to do with this teaching stuff. My bad. I know what to do now. I have to like type it every time that I'm talking about it. So this is the bottom from one point to this point. This is the bottom, right? This is what? This point right here is what? From here to here. This is number 2. This is the top slash correction. This area right here. And then what is this to here? From here to here. The retest, right? That's number 3, right? I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna take some time to get used to it as far as seeing it on a live chart. But I have like, I know for a fact that it works because I did it in my mentees, the ones that are with me in like the actual personal chat, like the little, the mods and stuff. They have been testing it out and they have been seeing crazy gains. Once you see it, like once you get used to seeing it, then it becomes like real, like natural, like you start seeing it naturally, right? So this is the retest. Right? Well, actually, let's do it this way. This is the retest slash stop loss for the breakout. Okay. And then this breakout is what? I mean, obviously this is all number 3, but I'm saying, what is the breakout? That's obviously what? The entry, right? Is it making sense now? Yes, they trade pretty much everybody that I've ever taught. They all trade break and retest. I don't know any other. I don't know nobody that has learned from me that does not trade breakouts. Like once I show people breakouts, they never go back to, I mean, once I show people retest, they never go back to breakouts. But this is like a strategy that they actually like that helps them give it breakouts. I just put with the candlesticks on, guys. So we about to do this one more time. We have what? From here to this high, what is this? 1, right? 1 is the what? The bottom, right? From this top to this low, what is this? The correction, right? The top / correction, because this is the top as well. Now, from this low back to that top is what? Number 3, the retest and also your stop loss for the breakout. And then once we break out of this area, what is that? The entry, right? And then now let's just go into it, right? So now we broke out. Now, since we broke out, what is this? The actual break and what? No, don't even say. I'm not even gonna say we have this is the retest and then this is break and retest, right? We're gonna do it that way because you say too many things. This is the B/R. We're gonna put this is the actual break and retest. Y'all see how we collided? We like put both of our strategies together into one and they flow perfectly together. Too many of y'all got y'all strategies all over the place. So we have a break and retest. Somebody said this looked like another. Actually, I'm about to clap that up for HP because yes, there you go. If that looks like another 1, 2, 3 pattern to you, that totally can be a smaller 1, 2, 3 pattern as well, right? On the lower time frames, it might be better, right? So there you go. Good job. HP has already established another scenario, right? So what HP said, this looks like another break and retest. I mean, a 1, 2, 3 pattern. So let's go look at it. Let's see. What is this? Number 1, right? What is this? Number 2. So remember, we're plotting that high as what? Our high, right? That's our entry, right? So let me go ahead and draw that. That's going to be our entry. So now what is from this low to that high again? What is that? Number 3, right? The retest. And then what? Once we break that, what is now happening? The entry, right? So good job, HP. That is exact. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. You tag that. You tag that. You different. You different. But look, check this out though. I'm actually glad that HP noticed that, right? Because watch this. What happened? You say, all right, I'm not trading breakout. So then what happens, guys? It never what? It never did what? It never retested. So you would have missed this whole entire move, right? You would have missed this whole entire move on CAT from 193 all the way to basically 199. So you missed about a $7 move on CAT because it never retested it, right? So there you go. Yeah, is there safe? Yes. But like, do that make sense now? Like, literally, that was a good example. HP, good job. You have identified one already, and you see how with time you just start identifying things, and that would have been a great trade. That would have been a great trade. So there you go. Now, with swinging, remember, guys, stay with me. Remember with swing trading, the only difference is what? The time frame. So we're on a 5-minute time frame. So what would you have swung? You could have swung runners, but like overall, like if you're on a 5-minute time frame, Yeah, the entire thing is could kind of be one as well. Overall, you will pretty much like, you will pretty much go in and out, my bad. Pretty much. So all the only difference is the bigger time frame. So let me go find an example on the bigger time frames. But like, is that making sense so far? Like nobody's confused. Now I know that we said trading at key levels. Guys, these obviously work better at key levels, but sometimes these are quick scalp day trades where they have the little small intraday levels. Now, if you want to swing trade, definitely only do this at key levels for swing trading. But overall, this is what I mean by 1, 2, 3 pattern. This is like part of the strategy. Where would you get out? It will be regular support and resistance. So I literally, right now we're just saying intraday trading, but let's see. Let's go find our levels. Oh Lord, hold on. Okay, so let's just plot our regular support and resistance levels. That was a resistance. Like I think people are confusing it. It's still regular support and resistance, guys. Nothing really changed. Okay, so now let's go back and look at it. So it didn't quite hit it, but overall, we missing some levels intraday because that's a wide gap. Hold on, let me go look again. But it's regularly like you should still have support and resistance level. We got this peak right here. Yep, that was a level. And then you got like your intraday levels, but I don't really plot those too much, right? So there you go. That was a level. So real quick, somebody say, Jay, you just you just drawing stuff. Y'all see this peak in my area? Y'all blind? Y'all see this peak? Y'all see where it rejected pretty hard off of it, right? And it was support here, support there, support there, support there, support there. So that was a key level. I messed it up. So now when you're day trading it, when you're day trading a strategy, let's go back to it. Here we go. Let's go back to it. There you go. You took the breakout and you rolled it to your target and you would have sold. And people always ask me, how do you know when to get out? You just get out at your next levels. And let's say that you don't have the levels, then you will obviously just raise stop losses and just let it keep chasing until your stop losses hit, right? When it comes to chasing profits, right, guys, understand if we're in a day trade and we have a huge room from one target to the next target, you don't really know when to exit. So you're going to have to utilize a stop loss. Like every time you go into profit, just trail your stop loss with it until you officially are stopped out. That's just kind of how trading works, right? You're never going to have a perfect exit. You know what I mean? It's like you got to just, if the levels are too far apart, then that's where the stop losses come in at, and you just keep chasing it until you get stopped out, right? You have to still have support and resistance levels though, right? But this also allows you to use those smaller levels that, when people be having 30,000 levels on their charts, this is an opportunity for you to get some small intraday levels that you can use. These are not key levels, obviously. These are not key levels, but they are, I told you guys, there are such thing as key levels and there are such thing as intraday levels. Intraday levels are levels that the stock makes that day that might not be key levels, but they make those levels that day that are significant that day. And this is why I say it's important to refresh your levels every day. That way you will start noticing sometimes the stock decides that it wants to respect this level more than, the level that you had a couple of days ago, right? So, all right. So let's go find real quick. What time is it? I know this class probably been a minute. I haven't really been that long, but all right, let's go find another example, right? And y'all can always go back to this class and screen record it. But I want to go on a bigger time frame and show you guys a bigger time frame idea. So I haven't even been looking that hard. Hold on, guys. Let's All right, so okay. So all right, let's go look at an example. Yeah, that was somebody calling me, y'all. That was my auntie. My cousin birthday. She wanted some shoes for her birthday. So they was calling. They they gotta hit the shoe person up. All right, so let's find a good example on somebody help me find one. I can't even think one. I'm gonna find something tonight. Apple. I think Apple did have one. Actually, hold on. Here go one. Here go a bigger time frame one. I like this example a lot. So let's go over it again. I want all y'all to say it with me. Every single person on this Zoom, I want you to say it with me. This is the daily time frame on Tesla. Like I said, you can find them on any time frame, right? So number one, what do we have? The bottom, right? Let's go ahead and label it. I swear, if y'all don't make no money after this class, I'm done. I don't know what to tell you out of this one. I don't know. I'm gonna make sure this one get uploaded right away. So if y'all don't make no money off this class, I'm done with this chat, bro. So we have the bottom, right? That's number one. All right. So from here to this high, from to here, what do we have? Number two, the top, which is the correction, right? Y'all with me? The top, we just gonna put top slash correction. Y'all gonna see these all over the market. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all about to see these all over the market. And then from here to here, what is this? The number three, right? That's the retest. Now that's why I say this order get a little harder because the stop loss is really wide on this one. So that's when you use your P&L stop loss, right? And you just keep practicing it until But this is the retest. I'm gonna get into bigger time frame stop losses in a minute. The retest slash your stop loss area. So, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. All right, and then you remember we're plotting that high, right? So now that high, and that's the top of the wick, right? We want the wick, right? Wick or body, whatever the highest point of this candle, that's the one you plotting, right? So then this is going to be our entry. So this is above this line is what? Our entry. And what happened? We ran, right? We went from, let me just plot entry real quick for the people that be doing too much entry, but it's something cool that happened with this one. This is why the strategy works so well. Look how, bro, like this is a beautiful trade. So first of all, you caught the breakout, right? Let's go find that level. So this level was, hold on, guys. Let me see something. Okay, so that was that support level right there, which became resistance. Okay, so overall, you had a stop loss, or even if you just swung that, you would have caught Tesla from 254 to about 280. So about how long is that? Like how much money is that? I don't feel like counting right now. 254 to 280. What is that? I don't feel like doing the math. $26 move. Like even if you didn't catch all of that, just one candle, one daily candle, you caught a lot of moves. So basically, what is that? What is that? That is 100% trade. Don't y'all think? Oh, it's more than that, but don't y'all think that would have been a very nice trade? You'd have been a trip to Hawaii, basically, right? But hold on. Guess what? Let's say that you one of those slow traders that missed that move, right? What did the stock do? What is this? A break and retest, right? So it goes back to our original strategy, okay? So even if you missed that first initial pump, what did it do? It break and And you can say 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's all the same thing, but break and retest plus entry. Then what was your first initial target, right? And yeah, that could have been the first initial target was that high, right? And then you just could have just rolled it up. But hold on. Check this out. This is where the break and retest strategy is so deadly, right? Because this would have became a zone, right? Really low key, this would have became a zone because you had a rejection, a nice rejection here, but then again, you had a key level right above. So how I would have did this would have automatically became a zone area, right? So it's still the same thing, but it's still a zone, right? Because you have two levels are really close together. So if they're that close, you could just make a zone, right? So then once it broke out, come on, guys, what did we get here? Another what? Retest. But hold on. Not no. This is a break and retest, y'all. But hold on. What was the target? Come on, y'all. Like, is anybody woke yet? Like, what was the target? We took the break and retest here, so we broke out of there, retested it. The target was what? That previous high, right? So from here, we caught it at 280 and we rolled it up to 314. So we caught a $34 move. Is it making sense now? We caught a $34 move. A $34 move again. So you literally could have caught Tesla from here. You caught 100% here, 100% there, and another 100% there, right? Now, how do we know that Tesla is about to start being bearish, right? Okay, now, what is the first key sign? I know this is a little more off topic, but look at the first key sign that gave you. What did Tesla not do? First of all, y'all already know to break a structure. We broke structure, right? We broke this higher low. We came back and then never made a higher high. So what did that create? We a break of structure, right? So now that we have this, and like I said, you have what is this right here? Yeah, we had a little fake out above, but what is this? This is also a triple top, but also what is this? Chop, but also this is kind of like a break and retest, kind of. You know, you have the liquidity grab around there, but overall, you could have did something like this and like, this is possible, right? Let's start doing it all over again. What is from here to here? Right? This is number one, right? This is now your top. Now, what is from here to here? Your correction. So now we're plotting that low and what is this going to be? Okay. So now let me label it, right? Let me label it real quick. So this is going to be this is the bearish one. So we have our top, okay? The top, we're just gonna put the top. So number one is the top, right? And then number two is the correction. And then what is this right here? The retest, number three, slash what? Retest slash stop loss. Slash stop loss. Okay. And then what is this? The entry. So, and that's why people be like, Jay, why don't you take number three? We don't know when number three is going to stop. So it's best to just take the break, like wait till number three has established, right? Do y'all see how that makes sense? Because we don't know how far back it's going to go, right? We don't know. We don't know. This could have went all the way back up here. That's why it's best to just wait for number 3 to be established and pay attention to that breakout area, right? Do it make sense? I gotta make sure I check in with y'all because y'all be confusing your own self, right? You plotting that low, it's no point. My problem was, and I'm very transparent with you guys. My problem is I tried to time the retest. And the problem with the retest is we don't know when that was my only problem with this pattern is I tried to put time the retest with this pattern. The retest is hard as hell to time because it can stop at any moment, right? It can stop right there. It can stop, all the way and create a double top. It can stop right there. Like it was just so hard to time that I kept losing because I can't time it, right? So that's when I'm like, you know what? Let me let number 3, the retest, let that establish first. Once I have that established, then it made a lot cleaner trade because look, what happened? It sold off from here all the way to this lows, right? A clean trade, another 100% trade, right? And that's the problem with the break and retest strategy is you would have missed this entire Tesla move because guess what you would have been waiting on? The retest, right? Not saying that in the future, this is a daily time frame. So not saying in the future, yes, Tesla can come back up to this level and definitely retest it and break off of it. But like I said, by the time that happens, you didn't already, you know what I mean? You didn't already, you didn't kind of missed it, my friend. So, you kind of missed it. You know what I mean? So it's like you've been going for a minute. Now as far as the stop loss, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that stop loss is wide as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. On daily time frame, I'm telling you this right now. I'm not having a daily stop loss like that. You crazy as hell if you think I'm gonna have my stop loss all the way up there. My thing is when you take the breakout, then that's when I would go into my percentages stop losses, right? Where like you take the breakout, if you down 20%, cut it. But like if the trade is still valid, you could just re-enter. Now y'all see how I switched my stop losses from that kind of stop loss to a percentage stop loss. Do that make sense now? Where it's like, okay, technically in this trade, my stop loss is technically up. This is how wide my stop loss is, right? And then, my target down here. So technically, this is how my stop loss look, right? That's a big stop loss. That is that's a $20 stop loss. I don't know about y'all, but that's too big of a stop loss for me, right? So, but I will look at it this way. I will try to trade the breakout. And if I'm down 20%, then okay, all right. I'm gonna cut losses. But overall, I cut losses, but I'm not going to say, all right, F Tesla to trade. No, you got a bad entry. It decided that it didn't want to break out. You also can use the lower time frames is for a better entry anyway. But overall, that's when you go to that percentage stop loss. You're like, all right, I'm down 20%. I'm gonna just wait, and then you just keep doing it, right? Also, yeah, you can do that lighter. I know a lot of traders that do that. They do lighter size and they size into it into a fishy breakdown. But like that's when we use the multi-time frame analysis. But like as far as this, I feel like this we're gonna stop right here because I want you guys to go. I'm make sure this video is uploaded tonight. I'm not gonna go to sleep till it's uploaded, but I want you guys to practice. Watch this video a couple of times, and you have to actually practice. The best time frame that I found this on, um, I like seeing it on a daily time frame. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I see them on any time frame. Like I said, the time frames just matter on how long of the trade. So, like obviously, 1, 2, 3 pattern breaker retest on the daily time frame is going to be a bigger move, and then on a 5 minute is going to be a shorter move, right? But yes, I'm still doing multi-time frame analysis, right? So, for example, just because I see this on here, I'm still going to analyze this candlestick on the breakout to time and enter in a lower time frame. So, stay with me real quick. So, all right, now let's go into our multi-time frame analysis and let's put it all together. We're going to have class on this, but overall, now that you understand that, let's go do the multi-time frame analysis, right? So we're looking at this candlestick. This is the breakout candlestick to try to time an entry. So right now we got that. Let's go to the 4-hour, see what we see. So on the 4-hour, we had what we call a bear flag, right? So this is our bear flag, kind of like our triangle bear flag, rectangle bear flag kind of look. I'm gonna change the color on this. We're gonna change it back to my color. So I see right here, you could have timed it there where we had that breakdown, could have timed it there. Y'all see that? You see how you didn't quite take it just yet. You know, you waited for it to break this consolidation, this little rectangle bear flag. Y'all see that? So your entry could have been once it broke that low, right? That's another good one. Let's go down to more time frames to kind of see. Let's go to the 2 hour. I've been using the 2 hour a lot lately. Pretty much the same thing, you know, just in this right here. You also had a you also had a trend line rejection here, so that could have kind of gave you some context, right? You could have timed it there. It's all up to you. It's still I'm not about to confuse nobody. It is I've went over a lot in this class. So, oh wait, I didn't even know that. Who just said that? All right, I see you. Lucia, I think I said that right. Okay, Lucia just said, you know, I'm bad when I can't read, y'all. I try to tell you that all the time. But you could have got an even better entry because this was let me move all this stuff out the way. I'll try to wait real quick. Could have got a better entry because this is all of this is that one candle, right? So what was this? You could have got an even faster entry. What was this, guys? On lower time frames. There's a support. What was this? A break and retest, and there you go. What are wicks showing you? People are scared of wicks. We encourage wicks. What are wicks showing you? What is price doing? It's rejecting. So you could take entry there, and you would have got an even better entry into Tesla. So see how we use multi-time. All of this is that same candle, guys. All of these candles are that one candle on the daily time frame, right? So you see how I rejected there? You could have took rejections there, and there you go. Like you would have got a cleaner entry, right? Multi-time frame analysis. Is it all coming? Or you could even got a better entry and you took the trail line rejection. Like that's the thing that people don't understand. The daily time frame, you know, it gives you that, but the lower time frame gave you multiple entries. You had no reason not to be able to get this Tesla trade, right? Because the daily time frame gave you, the lower time frames gave you multiple entries, right? If you missed the trail line rejection, it gave you a retest, right? It gave you multiple entries on the lower time frames, right? Just that's one of the things about trading. The faster you are at identifying stuff like this, the better your entries become. That's all it is. Practice, 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 right? But it's the same thing. But hold on, real quick before I get off. Let's do this. Let's use this. But hold on, what was that entry? Hold on. It gave I don't know what else y'all want from me, bro. I really don't know. Check this out. Guess what this was? Look at this level. Look at that. So let's go look at this level right here. Look at that. What was this? What was this? A bear flag already on that breakdown. Then you had the retest. So like I don't know what else y'all want from me, y'all. Like you could have even got an entry, you know, up here, right? Hold on. I think I'm doing too much, y'all. Maybe I might be able to pull this off. I think I'm doing too much though. Hold on. Move that up. Hold on, y'all. I might be able to pull this through. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix it. Let me move this up just a little bit. These are the entries I get. Y'all be like, Jay, how you be getting those entries? You know, these are the ones I get right there. I'm signaling right there. You feel me? I'm signaling that trend line retest up here. This the entries I get. You know, that come with some experience right there. By the time you see this, we already in the islands. By the time you up here, we already in the islands. I'm just being honest with you. That just come from experience right there. You know, we already in the islands by the time y'all get to see it, you know. Y'all talking about, Jay, are you in Tesla puts? I ain't gonna lie to you. We already in Hawaii, you know. We looking for calls at this point, you feel me? But overall, you know, with time, guys, you will get better at it. But I hope this class helped you guys to end off. We do not have class next week until the end of next week. But I really hope this class helped. Would you say for scalpers, the bigger the wick in your direction, the second candle? Yes, the bigger the wick. Yes, definitely for scalpers, the bigger the wick, the better. But I hope that this class helped, and I hope that we left this off. I do plan on, I'm uploading this tonight. I do plan on you know, when we come back on class after this week, I do plan on you guys to be have practicing in this and then trying it. I mean, literally, I know the market has sucked these last couple of days, but guys, you know, just with time and just keep practicing and just staying strong, just like just stay strong, y'all. Like just stay strong. Like just size light. That's why I try to tell people, like, y'all, like this is what I'm gonna have tomorrow. I'm gonna have somebody see a 1, 2, 3 pattern and they're gonna throw their whole account in it. Like, guys, the best way to learn a strategy is to go as light as possible, right? Get off of, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and this for me personally. I'm gonna say this: get off of paper trading. A lot of you guys been on paper trading for a while. It's time to get off of it and just go into these trades with light size, right? Like if you have to do one contract, guys, get off of the paper trading, start practicing using your real money. That way you can start developing those emotions, right? Just take one contract at a time. That's all you have to do is take one contract at a time, get off of paper. It's time to grow up now. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. It's time for you guys to get off of paper trading. Put you know, a couple hundred in your account and just do one contract, right? That's all it is. Don't worry about it. One contract. Okay. That's all I'm asking you guys is try one contract with a stop loss. We're not looking here to become a millionaire right now off of this strategy right now. You have to learn it. Get off the, I want to start seeing live accounts. Get on your live accounts. I know paper trading been, you know, y'all feel comfortable on paper trading, but definitely get off of it. Use your live accounts. It's time now. Right now, I'm telling you right now, if you're on this class, I told you, advanced traders only, it's time now. It's time. Go ahead and put some more money in your account, one contract at a time. That's all I'm asking you. You do not have to go in 10,000 contracts. Just do one, manage that one. I'm telling you, it's gonna start conditioning your mindset, conditioning your risk tolerance, right? And then you're able to start sizing. Once you build consistency with one contract at a time, then once you start seeing, like, you be like, damn, I just I've been doing one contract at a time, and then, you know, like, okay, it's been 2 months of me doing one contract at a time, and now, you know, I feel a lot more comfortable. So now you go put in, you know, two contracts this time. Now you start seeing you making a little money, and there you go. Like you start noticing things, right? Um, y'all became millionaires in the paper trade, and now look, now it's time to do it to your live account. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna go over, so liquidity graphs, all that. I'm gonna go over that right now. I just want to try to learn this right now, and then we'll go over liquidity graphs and all that. But so far, just I want to try to really practice on this. I'm gonna make sure that this is uploaded tonight. Give it about, you know, 30 minutes to upload, and then go from there. But I'm gonna see you guys in the chat tomorrow. I definitely, for everybody that came to this class, you know, I'm proud of y'all. Let's go ahead and get this money. And I hope that this added to it. Live trading starts November 4th. And I'm gonna tell you about the mentorship next week, but it's going to be in the chat. If you're obviously in the Zoom, obviously you have access to the mentorship. Question: when you practice at night, what do you look for when practicing? All right, so real quick, I did say this last night if you were in class last night. So what do I do when I practice, and like how I'm telling you guys to practice? I literally try. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm looking for 1,000 break and retest setups. So all I'm doing is every night I'm looking for at least 10 to 15 different break and retests, and writing down what I see on those break and retests, right? So what I mean by that is we seen that. So let's delete all of this, right? This is literally what I'm doing when I say I'm practicing at night. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm literally finding break and retest. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing. So right now I'm like, okay, this was a break and retest. So then I'm writing down like, all right, this was a break and retest. I'm writing down like about characteristics about the break and retest. So for this one, I'll be like, okay, this was a break and retest. It created a bear flag into the break and retest on the 2-hour time frame. So I want to note that, you know, we had that, we had these rejections, we seen those rejections. Like I'm literally just writing down what I'm seeing on this break and retest. And I'm looking for 10 of these, 10 or 15 of these at night. Like I'm looking at 10 to 15 of this and I'm writing down what I see on each one. So then once I come into the live charts, you know, I have muscle memory. Like, okay, I've seen this happen. I've literally seen this 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Like I've seen this exact thing 1,000 times. So now I know the different characteristics. Not every time a break and retest is going to work out the same. Like this retest, you know, we had 1, 2, 3. We had 3 rejections before it actually broke down. It just created a bear flag. Versus this break and retest, we had a break and retest where it retested literally pretty much one time, gave us a long seller's wick and just sold off. So I'm writing that down and I'm analyzing it and I'm basically telling myself like, you know, with time, you know, I'm seeing different things. Like we can have one candle rejections, we can have, so I'm just doing that, you know, and the bear flag look way better on this time frame. But you know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get 1,000 break and retests a month. So I'm doing 10 to 15 a night. I'm probably not going to hit my goal, but overall, it don't really matter because I'm doing a lot of them a night. I'm building muscle memory. Y'all be asking me, Jay, how do you see this stuff on the charts? I've looked at it 1,000 times. Y'all can't see my screen. Can y'all still see? Y'all can see my screen? Oh, okay. But yeah, guys. So did the homework make sense? And it's different stocks. I'm not on just one stock, guys. I'm all around the market, any stock, it don't matter. You know, so just with time, you know, just going looking for breaking. That's what I'm doing right now, breaking retest, right? It's up to you. So all right, guys, that is pretty much it for this class. I hope that you guys learned something. This class will be uploaded tonight, so don't worry about it. So hopefully you guys learned something from this class, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the chat. Hopefully we can catch some things, right?